This is my intro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine.
Hi, sports fans. It's been a hot minute. It's your man Dan. Greetings and salutations, and it's good to see every last one of you. I'm here posting again, which, as I say every time, I'm glad that YouTube is not my job. I have a real job. I've graduated from school. I'm doing okay. Please leave in the comments how you're doing, because I want to hear how you're doing. So today I wanted to cover a second historical figure. Last time I talked about Nadia Krupskaya, one of the most important women in Soviet history, according to me at least. And today I want to talk about Enver Hoxha. Enver Hoxha was the first communist leader of Albania. He was an important revolutionary thinker and theorist in Marxist circles, and I think he's a pretty cool figure. I'm not going to cover too much about his World War II history, but I'll post a few links in the comments. Anyway, so let's begin. Enver Hoxha was born in 1908 in Albania, which had recently become independent and was a feudal backwater post-Ottoman state. So that was a pretty poor place. As far as I know, the man studied in France, came back, and became a teacher in Albania. You ever notice how so many communist leaders become teachers or were teachers? Lenin was a lawyer, Mao was a teacher, and then they went out and go crazy. Oh, maybe it's because they have to buy all those school supplies like they do in the USA. I'm kidding. But anyways, he studied in France, he returned to Albania, and then in 1939, when Italy invaded Albania, he was arrested for... Actually, he was dismissed from his position for refusing to join the Albanian Communist Party. So naturally, he quit his job and became the owner of a tobacco shop, which I assume was home to Monty Python-style stunts where someone was asking him if his hovercraft was full of eels. However, this tobacco shop was a front for a communist cell. As it was happening, communist infiltrators from Yugoslavia had come into Albania and were teaching the ways of Marxism to the local people, of which Enver Hoxha was a passionate follower. And then in 1941, Germany invaded Albania, and Enver Hoxha became part of the partisan movement. And like I said, there was a lot of great battles, they won many great victories, and Albania earned the only distinction of being the one country to liberate itself from Nazi rule without Allied help. There's some debate about Yugoslavia, since they did have some kind of material assistance from the Soviet Union. But Albania did overthrow the German dictatorship, holding them by their own. Like I said, I'll post a few links about that. There seems to be surprisingly little literature about that topic, beyond a Wikipedia article, which I'm sure you can find in your own. So anyways, in the post-war period, Enver Hoxha became the Communist Party leader of Albania. And he immediately had a breaking off with Tito because he didn't want Albania to become another republic under Yugoslavia. Besides being a communist, he was also very much a nationalist and wanted Albania to become independent and self-sufficient. So when he'd been a youth, Albania was still a semi-feudal rural backwater. By the time of his death, Albania's industry accounted for over half of its gross national product, and by the 1980s, Albania had become almost completely food self-sufficient. Now, before you accuse me of being a paid propagandist or a shill, paid by the, I'm sure, non-existent Party of Albania, I'm getting this information from Encyclopedia Britannica, that very well-known Marxist source of literature. So anyways, in the 1980s, Enver Hoxha passed away. While he was alive and the leader of Albania, he had a breakup with the Soviet Union after the death of Stalin. He did not get along with Khrushchev. He was very close to Communist China. After the death of Mao, he was very much against the, what you could call the revisionists in China, so he cut off ties with them. And then Albania was mostly self-sufficient until the time of his passing. Unfortunately, in the 1980s, after his death, there was a series of crises across Eastern Europe and the Eastern Bloc, and the country fell. So again, that's a very much crash course, but that is the story of Enver Hoxha. He's a very important figure. I'll post a few links in the comments. He made some very good speeches, and he's very much against what you could call cultural imperialism of the USSR, which is the criticism of it from the Marxist left, where the USSR treated its Soviet bloc satellites as vassals, and Enver Hoxha was very much against that. And I think that's why he's an important figure to look at, because, well, like I said, with people like Khrushchev, they talked about how the USSR had already achieved the state of communism, a moneyless, classless society, even though nothing could be further from the truth. So I hope you can enjoy something here. I hope you can learn a little bit. I hope you'll take this as a gateway to learn for yourselves. And like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please let me know how your day went, and just have an excellent day. So with that, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a most excellent day.
This is my outro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine.